This video runs through some examples of the management reports and management information that the system can provide. We're logged on here as Fred Fisher, who's a senior manager in the organization, and these are just examples of what he might be interested in seeing. The first one is a dashboard, and the dashboard really enables us to put in a range of reports that are of particular use. The examples we've got here are of target or donut reports, and we've got two examples of the different things that we can do. The first is to look at utilization levels here. And utilization levels are very important to the profitability of the business. Profitability can easily drain away when utilization levels fall below acceptable percentages. And this one is certainly showing quite a low one. So what it's showing is the percentage is an average across the departments, and there are just two in this example of IT and operations, for a particular month or for a particular period. So the figure is showing that overall, for that month, is projecting about 64% utilization. But one department is doing a lot better than the other. So IT, you can see here, is up around the 75% mark, and operations well below the 30%. Resources with spare capacity is slightly different. We can see that for the same time period, 21 people have got spare capacity, but there are more of those within IT than within operations. The next thing we can look at is a forward loading report. And this is basically looking at the demand on staff of confirmed projects across the coming six or so months. And we're looking at it again for the two departments of IT and operations. And within each, we're looking at the headcount, in other words, how many people are available. 15 in IT, 6 going up to 7 in operations. How busy are they? That's the work. And what spare capacity is there? Now, the good thing here is you can see nothing is in red, so there are no overloads, but the numbers of cells which have the target between 80 and 100% is really pretty low. And if someone wants to see more detail of that, then they will just click on the link, and that will take them down to say, okay, the teams within the IT department, how busy are they? Well, the analyst looks pretty good over the next few months. Programmers are a bit spiky, as are technicians and such like, but they quickly run into areas over the next couple of months when there could be rather a few people just hanging around. The next report is a pretty simple project performance report. So again, this is just enabling the senior manager to look across the projects managed by different project managers and see how well they're doing in a performance in terms of work rather than costs in this example. Although it's easily enough for us to apply cost rates and billing rates depending on the type of contracts that these are, so that these figures here of work can be converted into financial figures. Basically, you can see we've got a cutover date here at the end of January, which is the current date or the last reporting date, and we're based on actual work captured in timesheets up until that date, which is with this blue background, and then going forward of that with the yellow background is all of the planned work. And you can see here there are very little variances shown in these examples, but just the example here for the feasibility study, we see that in February, a couple of weeks in February, the forecast is exceeding the budget by a few hours, and that's just highlighted there. And you can see also on this health project, we've got similar things here where forecast is exceeding the budget again. And that's all totaled up here to give an overall picture. As I say, this is a pretty simple example here. Two things that we commonly do with this is to apply rates to it, as I've just said, so that you look at costs and income and can measure profitability if those are the sort of projects that are being done. And the other thing is to introduce the concept of earned value so that you can see how well you're doing with that dimension. And then the last report really that we've got an example of here is just one that enables the senior management to keep an eye on the fact that the requests for resource are being dealt with in a timely manner. So these are all of the outstanding requests for resources made by all of the project managers on all of the team leaders, project by project. And we can see here there are none really that are the ones that need to be dealt with soonest are 3 or 4 weeks away. So there's really no great concern there. So these are just some examples of the range of reports that the Innate system can provide.